Heard the call over the radio. The police are on the way to stop me for open carrying my firearm at this time. This is my persons. As you can see, this is a Stoeger P350 on my back. We'll see how the officers choose to handle this situation. The recording is going to continue until they arrive. I'm obligated to inform you that I am recording this. Good, how are you?
Are you surprised that I know your name?
Not really.
No? Alright. Well, at least tell me that you're at least smart enough to not have one chambered anymore.
I do have one chambered.
Okay. Well, I'd just tell you from a firearm safety standpoint, that's probably not a good idea. But I'm sure you're very well versed in firearm safety, otherwise you wouldn't be carrying one, right?
Yes.
Okay, have a good
Absolutely.
day.
You too, officers. You have a very nice day. The officers at this time are continuing to follow me. Interestingly enough. This is in relation to the last video. Turned off the camera after they told me to have a nice day. Just waved at the officers nicely as they continue to follow me. I think this is funny as shit. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see in the video, but yeah, you're not going to be able to see in the video, but basically the officers are continuing to follow me. I find it very amusing. I believe they intend on ascertaining the type of vehicle that I drive or my address, which is why I'm just going to cut through the park, go down the path, and make another loop so they can no longer follow me. Yep.
Can I chat with you for a sec?
If you would like.
I would. Is it legal for you to possess that firearm in the park?
I don't know. I was just returning to my vehicle.
Okay, well, I'm not 100% sure I'm trying to find it, but I would hate for you to be in violation when all you're trying to do is exercise your right to open carry. But it would be a shame, I'm telling you, if it's unlawful for you to have that gun on the park property. Because then I would have to charge you. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I do.
So,
Thank you for informing me of that.
Might not be the best decision for you to walk through the park. Now, I don't know. I'm trying to find it right now.
Because as far as I'm aware, it is perfectly legal to have a firearm
but you
in
do
the
know
park.
You do know that uneducated or not being exactly aware of every law is not an affirmative defense. So
Yes.
even if you violate the law, you can still be charged with it even though you were not aware of it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you
Yes.
understand that part.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here's all I'm going to tell you. We're going to try to find it right now.
Okay.
So if you
Thank
want to
you.
go into the park and I figure out it's in violation of city ordinance, you're probably going to go to jail.
All right. Then I'll just stand here until you find it.
Okay, let's do that.
Because I've been stopped several times within
I
the
know, that's how I
confines
know
of
who
this
you are.
park, and
That's how I know who you are.
on park property, and I've never been told that it was, against city statutes.
The parks actually have some separate rules. In fact, see that big blue sign in the middle of the park right there?
Yes.
That's full of the park rules. Some of them, not all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to make sure. Again, I know you were just charged. I don't want to see you get charged again. I can appreciate your constitutional rights without a doubt. That's why I do this job. Right?
No, I appreciate you. I mean, you've been, very helpful, very kind to me, very professional. And I appreciate that a lot. And I'd be more than happy to pass that on to your superiors. That you.
Hey, that's not why I do this, man. That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh no, I know it's not why. I tend to like to commend, good officers on doing their jobs very well and being very professional about it.
So, are you part of a bigger group? In the Open Carry Acts, or?
Not an official group, but yes, we do have a group for which we.
I'll let her look. I'm gonna get out and chat with you if that's cool.
All right. Absolutely.
So are you part of a bigger group? Are you trying to get in with somebody or chat with somebody or?
We've been. We've been.
Who's we? How many you got?
I don't feel like I should disclose the number of people.
I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
Lately we've been looking, into, getting together with a larger group of people,
Okay.
I have a couple friends in the 3% group, they've been looking at, maybe creating another group for us and expanding that slightly.
Okay. Are they local guys right around here?
Yeah, in Aurora.
All right.
Howdy!
So, have you had any luck?
How are you?
Trying to get on the national syndicate, or?
No, we've been just trying to stay local,
Okay. All right. What's going on, man? Where's your car at?
Around here.
You know Salazar, right?
Yes, I do know Officer Salazar very well, actually.
So you just park?
Park and walk, yeah.
Why? Most kids your age would rather drive than park and walk. Or do you get more attention walking rather than in a car?
Oh, Officer Brown, how are you?
How are you, bro? Why are we doing this again?
I like to exercise my constitutional rights as an American, and oftentimes I have, business in this.
Let me suggest this to you. Me and some other officers were discussing this the other day.
Yes, sir.
And I'm afraid what's going to happen. And think about this. Because we keep getting these calls. People who write the laws are going to write laws. Are you doing more good or harm? Because we don't want to see these rights go away.
Yeah. I don't know. At this point in time, I can't, speak to whether or not I'm doing.
What's your mom think of all this, man?
I don't know.
Does she know?
I don't think so.
Alright. Well, you know what I'm going to do, right?
What, tell
We're
her?
going to have a little conversation about it.
It's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Well, I understand that you have your point of view and you're welcome to it. However, sit down with you and your friends who practice this and see if you can't brainstorm it and see what the consequences might be.
Yeah, well, like I said, right now I'm just limited because I cannot get a CCW or a handgun.
But you don't live around here, do you?
I do. I have a lot of business in the area if I live in Buckley.
Yeah, this is all for attention, man. You want to get us on video so you can put it on YouTube.
Because you have a car.
I do.
You know, you come to a park, you're alarming people. We've talked about this, man.
I mean, the intention is not to alarm anybody.
But
No, you just want to exercise your right. But let's face it.
If people should choose to be alarmed, then they'll be alarmed. I don't.
That's a very immature way of looking at it.
I have no control over that. I'm sorry. I don't intend on alarming people. I wish people weren't alarmed by
it. Park where you need a gun?
No. Although, as Officer Salazar knows, when I do business in the area of I live in Buckley, I've had more than a few problems there.
Right, but keep in mind,
including having firearms pulled on me.
We took care of those, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Problem is there that you can't be there to prevent the problem every time.
No, we can't.
And nor is that your job. Your job is to uphold the law. So I don't expect you to be there to prevent it. Thank you.
Because eventually, lawmakers are going to write laws to prohibit this behavior. Especially when it comes to city parks, stuff like that. Is that what you want?
Not particularly.
I don't want anybody interfering with my rights to bear arms. But
I hope they wouldn't.
I'm afraid, based upon my life history, they're going to.
you gave your ID.
No, I did not.
Give your name and date of birth.
Nope.
But we know you. Your name and your date of birth, right?
Yes. They never requested it, so I didn't, go for it, obviously.
We're just going over some park rules. Okay. It's illegal to carry a firearm in the park. You know what I mean?
Can't go on the park then.
And is that where you came from? Park area?
And I can, if not, obviously I'll return home and I'll leave this and, I can return at a later time to the park without it.
Fantastic. I will educate him that that's a violation of our city ordinances and he's not allowed to go back on property of the farm.
Fair enough.
She made a request months ago. People have got it since.
Well, make sure he's aware of 6240. Thank you very much. And is this Ranger Leslie by chance?
And they installed her. Yeah, or she would have been back on the road.
Okay, buddy, it's Nelson. Appreciate all the info. Take care, okay?
Now she re-injured her back home.
Yep, violation, bud. So
6240. Do not return to the park.
So I am not going to charge you with the 10 feet that I saw you walk onto the park property there.
Thank you, officer. I appreciate that immensely.
You understand that, though?
Yes.
Okay. So my best advice that I can give you, Mr. Loner, is if you want to continue to play this game that you're playing, make sure that you're well aware of the laws.
Yes, sir.
Okay? It sounds like you've done some education, but you haven't done all of it.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been stopped at this park before, and I was told at the time that it was acceptable to have a firearm on park property. Oh God, do I remember the officer's name? Oh, I do not.
Been talking to a lot of us lately.
Yeah, I don't remember all your names. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But
well, my name is Nelson.
Yes. So Nelson,
and I got direct verbiage
from our park rangers that are in charge of all the parks and open space about that ordinance. Do not, and if that's your car on that property, you need to find somewhere to leave that gun off of the property in order to retrieve your car.
Yes.
Okay?
Fair enough. Thank
Any
you.
other questions for me?
No, sir. No,
I appreciate
sir.
you stopping and chatting with me for a little bit.
That
That'd
counts
been
for open space. In other words, the bike paths, right?
Yep. Which limits you to basically sidewalks.
Sidewalks, yes.
Okay?
Fair enough.
Private property, but it's going to be with the property owner's permission. So if they say no firearms on their property, then
The other part of the game is if we start walking in the street, be subject to some pedestrian violations.
Yeah.
And you're also aware, I wanted to make sure, because I watched the latest YouTube video, I wanted to make sure that you're aware of the city ordinance that has to do with carrying or displaying a weapon in a manner calculated to alarm. Are you aware of that city ordinance?
Yes, that would be obstruction of justice 1F, I do believe.
Incorrect. All of our city ordinances start with a 94.
I apologize.
It's municipal code. It's city municipal code. We're not
code.
talking about state law. We're not talking about constitutional law. We're talking about the city of Aurora.
So you're just talking about the city, okay.
The city of Aurora has an ordinance that would say it is unlawful for a person to carry, possess, or display a weapon in a manner that's calculated to alarm. And I will caution you of this if this continues to happen. If we continue to get calls on you because of the way that you're walking around the neighborhood with the shotgun slung over your shoulder, I'm going to say the more calls we get, the more evidence there is that your actions in a way that you're possessing and carrying that firearm is in a manner calculated to alarm, because the more calls that we get, the more people that are alarmed, the stronger my case gets against you. Okay? I'm all for constitutional rights. I love firearms, and I love our rights to carry them. But you got to make sure you're acting within the law.
Absolutely.
Okay? You have any other questions?
No. What was the park code that said I couldn't walk here with a firearm?
Sal, did you write that down? 6420, I think?
6240.
6240, thank you.
Okay?
It's good to know.
All right, man. You're good to go. I appreciate
you.
you stopping and talking with me.
Cool. You have a nice day.
Absolutely. You too.
Stay safe, everybody.
Thanks.
Later. Stay on the sidewalk. Interesting stop, to say the least. In the background, you probably can't hear, they're speculating as to my motivation.
You don't have to stop. I'm not stopping you.
Okay.
I just wanted to get a couple pictures of you. We just need it for our documentation, just like you're documenting some stuff.
Yep.
Okay? Fantastic, man. I appreciate your cooperation with us.
No problem.
Again, I mean, consensual contacts are always nice. I like talking with people. Seem to be a nice kid, man. I just don't want to see
I love to help you guys, where I can.
Okay. I just don't want to see you make bad decisions. That's all.
Yep.
All right. Especially, it sounds like Sal kind of knows you pretty well. So
Yeah.
he cares about you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve,
Yeah.
I got it. It's on. So if you notice on the sign over here in the parks, there's a website. It actually shows it. If you go to their website, you go to their regulations.
Ranger 2 told me. He said it even states that posted or not, it's unlawful.
Okay.
So
Well, here it is. I pulled it out.
60/40.
Should be 6240 is what they told us.
It's not a city code. It's the firearms. Possession of firearms or deadly weapons, including bows and arrows, air rifles, paintball guns, are prohibited unless designated.
Right, and the only designated area for those is the archery range, which is only designated for archery out of the rural reservoir.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Enjoy.
So,
Oh, more and more contact. Curious as to what they're doing with my vehicle at this point in time. Not really get a good view of it at this point, but I'm curious as to what they're doing with my vehicle. Continue documenting everything they do. It's very difficult to see my vehicle in the video. It's turning into a very long recording, which is going to kill my fucking battery. This is not what I needed.